Hey there, it's me, Nate, and as you may have seen from the title of this video, I changed my mind. If you watched my Stormfront review, I said at the end of that I was planning on waiting until Saturday or Sunday to put out the next, what I'm reading video. Sorry. Because I was waiting for some more books to arrive. But I was looking at the stack of books here I got, and then I was thinking, that I want to stay consistent. I really like having a video come out every, Thursday and Friday every week. So I just want to kind of maintain that. I don't want to mix it up too much. So I decided to just go ahead and put out a video today. So let's just get into it. As I, just mentioned, I put out my review for Stormfront by Jim Butcher. Please go, and check that out. I'll probably put a link to that in the description or something. And then I mentioned this in last week's What I'm Reading video, that I was going to read The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. And so after Stormfront, I picked this up and I was reading it. And I don't think it's bad by any means. I did end up DNFing this. Not because, well, I think when I read this, because I think I do, as I was reading it, I do recall reading it when I was in junior high and high school. And I think that is the perfect time to read The Outsiders when you're in junior high and high school. I think as an older adult, not that I'm super old, I'm 29, but I feel like, in that younger, teenager age, you would appreciate The Outsiders a lot more. I think it's still really well written. I think it is still a good book, but I feel like I'm a bit too old to really appreciate it now. So moving on from there, I tried out a couple of Warhammer books. So first off, for Warhammer 40k, for the 40k universe, I tried Draco by Ian Watson. And I thought this was trash. I didn't get very far in it. I feel like it was very poorly written. So, I don't really have much to say about it. And then for Warhammer Fantasy, I tried out Gilead's Blood, and this I felt was more disappointing. I DNF'd this because I thought this was going to be more of a novel about the Gilead, the main character, but it's more a collection of short stories, and pretty short. Each one's, I think, at least the first one was only about 20 pages, and it kind of sets up him going on this revenge quest, and then his revenge quest is over in the next couple of pages, and it's super unsatisfying. It builds up and then immediately ends, so there really isn't anything to really look forward to. And there's more stories in here after that, but I was well, I don't care. You gave me this first story that was supposed to set up that introduces and sets up the character, and it was so middling. Why would I want to go on and continue reading more? But I did, try. I started out the second story, and I just, I wasn't interested at all. So I DNF'd that pretty quick. So before I get into what I am currently reading, I did pick up a few books. I do have more books coming on the way. I have a couple books arriving today, later today, and then one tomorrow and some more next week. So next week I should have a pretty good haul section of the video to show off. But firstly, I picked up Lyriel by Garth Nix. This is the next book in the Abhorsen series after Sabriel, and this is from a brand new character. It's not from Sabriel or Touchstone's point of view. Let's see. I'll just read off the back. Lyriel has never felt like a true daughter of the Clare. Now 2 years past the time when she should have received the sight that is the Clare's birthright, she feels alone, abandoned, unsure of who she is. Nevertheless, the fate of the Old Kingdom lies in her hands. With only her faithful companion, the disreputable dog, Lyriel must undertake a desperate mission against a growing shadow of an ancient evil. Let's see. But yeah, so in this book, you're following Lyriel, who, you know, as it says, is a member of the Clare, which is a faction. Well, not really a faction. A family of individuals that are like tied to like the kind of like the core of the Old Kingdom that were introduced in Sabriel, but they only made a brief appearance. So I'm, you know, interested to know more about them, because the way they explain the Clare in Sabriel is that like it's this lineage, and throughout the lineage, some of the individuals, you know, they gain the sight, which lets them like see through like history, like into the past and future, but usually by like pulling together their powers. So kind of like, you know, like seers, or you know, or like, I don't know, like prophets, you know. So I'm kind of interested to see what, you know, the like Lyriel's story, and how it fleshes out the world of the Old Kingdom more. You know, and why Garth Nix decided to go this direction instead of like another book with like Sabriel and Touchstone and Mogget. So I'll see how that goes, you know, at some point. Not gonna read it just yet. Also, since I liked Stormfront, I went ahead and picked up the next Dresden Files book, Full Moon by Jim Butcher. This is number 2 of Dresden Files. Let's see. Let me go ahead and read the back of this, because I don't even know what this one is about, you know, like what case or anything. Business has been slow. Okay, business has been dead, and not even of the undead variety. You would think Chicago would have a little more action for the only professional wizard in the phone book, but lately Harry Dresden hasn't been able to dredge up any kind of work, magical or mundane. But just when it looks like he can't afford his next meal, a murder comes along that requires his particular brand of supernatural expertise. A brutally mutilated corpse, strange-looking paw prints, a full moon. Take 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. So that's interesting. Excited to see what the next, you know, case is for Harry here. And then I picked up another book, and this is the book that I am currently reading. I just started this pretty much yesterday or last night or something like that. My time gets a bit screwy. So I'm only a few pages in. I barely started it. And that is Cursed by Benedict Jocka. This is the second book of the Alex Vera series. So if you have seen my Fated review by Benedict Jocka, book 1 of the Alex Vera series, I said the book was 3 out of 5, which is, you know, just okay. So if this book continues to just be, you know, middling, or, you know, or ends up being bad, then I'm, you know, gonna jump off from the Alex Vera series. But hopefully this book will be good, because the first book sets up a lot of the world building and introduces the characters. So hopefully this book can be more to the point and focus more on the plot, and like really, you know, flesh out things, and like deliver a really like solid story. And I'll go ahead and read the back. Let's see. Alex was a little-known magic shop proprietor in London, but thanks to his second sight, he's suddenly infamous for defeating powerful dark mages. Now he's keeping his head down, training his apprentice, and trying to prevent cursed artifacts from falling into the hands of novices, until he unearths the resurgence of a forbidden ritual. Someone is harvesting the life force of magical creatures, destroying them in the process, and draining humans is next on the agenda. Hired to investigate, Alex discovers that not everyone on the council wants him delving any deeper. Struggling to distinguish ally from enemy, he finds himself the target of those who would risk their own sanity for power. Alex still has the advantage of seeing the future, but he might not have a future for much longer. So, just, you know, similar to like Dresden Files, another, you know, kind of case, another kind of like mystery, you know, or murder, you know, monster of the week type of, you know, book. But I'm excited to see where it goes. I really hope that this book can, you know, really elevates upon the first book. Because I want to like it, you know. Like, I DNF a lot of books, but it's never because I go into something wanting it to be bad. I want to like everything I read or experience. I'm just, you know, it just works out that way. As for what I'm planning to read after Cursed, that is one of the books I do not have yet that I'm waiting for it to arrive. So, that'll be it for now. Sorry for all the coughing. I record these in my my closet so it gets a little bit chilly and dry in here. But yeah, so thanks for watching. If you could please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and comment down below what your thoughts are about any of the books that I showed off here today, or you know, any recommendations. But yeah, I think that's it. I just want to thank you guys for watching the video, and have a good day.